Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Andre here of Xenomorph.com. He's finally here guys, Hulkbuster by Hot Toys. Unbelievable, but he made it. After about 2.5 years of waiting, Hot Toys finally released this bad boy after multiple delays and discussions about different accessories and so on. But he's here, and honoring this long waiting time, I thought why not to spend a moment of silence on this release, and I pan out and you can enjoy the full view on the Hulkbuster. So isn't that impressive guys, finally here after 2.5 years, and I tell you, the first second you get in contact with this bad boy, you will have a crazy day. I mean, I started today in the morning getting this huge box from the postal office. It's about 10 kilograms of weight, moved it through the city to my car. It was rather a sport activity. Then moved it into my home, unboxed the whole thing and started doing the setup. And during the setup I want to give a quick shout out to Anthony Sang and I Am Toys. There are two YouTubers here who did the first reviews on the Hulkbuster, and these two videos, well, for Anthony it was a 4-parter, really helped me on setting this bad boy up, because in the manual not all the images are really clearly visible, so this really helped me. Oh, and Anthony, by the way, if you can remember, you sent me this little gift 2.5 years ago. It was exactly April 2015 in anticipation of this release, and of course I kept it for exactly this moment. So I'm quite curious whether to put now the Hulkbuster together with the Plague, and I think neither of us thought it would take them so long to release this monster of a collectible. So I will probably throw in a shot or two where I want to put the Hulkbuster. Alright, for the review itself, I think I want to focus on some highlights and some lowlights. So it's not like an in-depth, in-detail video review, because for that you can head over to the mentioned two channels. So let's start with the box first and go then into some highlights. Alright, for the box I had to get a bit creative while switching from behind the camera to front of the camera, so let's zoom out here. So the box, as you can see, it's huge and massive, and it uses this foam exterior, and then mainly we've got here a cardboard print on, and here's a logo of the Hulkbuster. So that's pretty neat. In comparison, we've got here a normal die-cast Hot Toys release, so it's definitely a noticeable difference, which makes absolutely sense for such a huge figure as the Hulkbuster. Alright, the full view you already saw in the opening. Let's focus on the head sculpt area, because here's a lot of stuff to tell about. I mean, first of all, it's a really huge thing in terms of mechanical engineering, and you will wonder that not all of it is really tightly fit, so there is quite a lot of movement in there, and it's really also needed to put the torso in and put the figure in, etc. And the order how to take off the parts is really important. So you start out here at the top with these two parts, and then you work your way down with these shoulder plates, just push them out, and somehow I didn't really get around what the correct order is between the head sculpt, the collar and the neck armor, because on the back side you also have to pull out this back plate, then you got more range of motion, and here something interlocks, so there's something blocks between these two parts, so that's somehow a bit unfortunate, I think. And after that it's getting easier. You take off these front armor plates, which are heavily magnetized. Then you got the inner workings here, you got the neck armor, and you got another armor. And now inside you see the torso that comes with the actual Hulkbuster figure. Alright, for the bust that is inside, here is it activated with the LEDs. And here in comparison you see the Mark 43, and they're differently painted, so the gold on this one is a bit more dark, where this is more bright. Also here on the Mark 43 you have a lot more weathering going on the chest plate. And as a little addition, you got the steel plate with the Hulkbuster. You can put it on the Mark 43 torso or bust, and of course also on the figure. So let's put it first on the bust. So then of course we throw the whole torso with the magnet attached on the backside into the Hulkbuster suit. It should pop in quite easily. If not, you can take out the whole helmet section here with 2 ball joints attached. So you just saw the torso inside the Hulkbuster. Now it's about time to put in the full figure, the Mark 43. For that I decided to put on these protection sleeves, because I don't want to scratch the actual die cast legs here. Be really patient and take your time with this, because it's not that easy. So after you have prepared the Mark 43, you have to prepare the Hulkbuster. And it's really important to have him standing straight upwards, because the cannons going down there to fit the legs of the Mark 43 are much more accessible if the whole figure is standing upright. You also have to get these parts a bit out of the way, and then if you're lucky enough, the figure should somehow sink in. It's not a straightforward process, absolutely not. So let's maybe give it a bit of push. And here we go, I think that's about it. Just watch all the armor parts. You have to put the arms in front, of course, like this. I think that's about it. And the next steps then of course are to push in all the other armor parts again. Now comes the same part again as I told you in the beginning. You have to push the collar down to get the helmet part in like this, and then the whole helmet can actually go over the other helmet like this. So this is a bit of a wiggly part, and it's not totally sits flush. You see all the movement going on. Then put in the back plate like this. And here we go. The rotation of the helmet itself is not that much. You can also lift up this one. Somehow there are 2 clamps on the side that pull the helmet together. But yeah, here somehow they've liked a bit better engineering by Hot Toys. Then of course you have to check the paint application details. This is definitely one of the highlights for me on this figure. The red is so nicely applied with all the battle damage, the scratches going on. Here the blast mark on his battle damaged chest plate. Then a quick detail on the torso rotation. You can pull the arms and the whole torso will maybe rotate at about 10% into both directions, but you will see that these 2 chest plates don't align that well in such a situation. So for me, one of the other highlights are these massive calf sections here. Those are so nicely painted. Look at the paint job here, it's so nice with this cherry red. And you see all the detail scarps up there. Then of course on the back side you got these 2 arc reactors integrated into the calf section. And look at the engineering here, so nice. So here the cast from another angle, and look at these vents here, the weathering with this black smoked parts, it's crazy. And then when we pan down to the boots, it gets even better. The boots are massive. You got a huge articulation range here on the front toe, on the back toes. You can push this down. You got a larger range of motion, a higher degree for tilting. So this is really great here. And you see these little spots and freckles there, yellow spots here. And also here on the back toe section. So he's definitely battle worn and weathered all over. Then when we pan up, you see these massive hands with nice weathering on the fingertips, crazy detailed. Of course, when we pan up on the back side, you see these huge arc reactors on the center and then also on the left and right side. Let's have a quick close-up look at these details here. Wow, so nice. Let's dim down the lights. So here we go in the low light setting. Pretty cool. Then panning up again to the light up feature on the hand sculpt. And here, as you can see on the gauntlet area, there's also an LED. You can pull out these rifles or guns here, and the fingertips are fully articulated. So one big question is how much you can articulate this Hulkbuster suit with the figure inside. And this is the result I came up with. So actually quite dynamic. It basically works just by putting one leg a bit forward and the one on the right in the back side. Cure it with the different toes and the front toe. You have him in this hunching over bending position without having him owning an ab articulation. And here inside you see now, this is the real Mark 43. Now let's see how the situation changes when we take out the Mark 43. So as you can see here, nothing scratched, all is fine. The full figure is in still perfect condition. So this really works with the replacement, inserting and taking it out without any problem. Just take your time. So now the Mark 43 is out of the Hulkbuster suit and it seems that articulation is really better. Let's have a look at the 360. So when you pan down, you can see that the lower legs are now much more bendable. It's definitely about this part that you can bend more, and this gives an overall a better action pose, I think. So this way, as you can see, the action pose is a lot more dominant and towering over his opponent. So let's see how this looks like with the actual Hulk next to the Hulkbuster. Okay guys, I had to change the location because otherwise these two giants would have no chance to fit in the picture. So look at this epic display. I will change quickly the pose that you will see some more of the height difference between the two figures. So here they are a bit closer together, and as you can see, Hulkbuster is still with bended knees and he towers over the Hulk. So next up I will get him fully straight up. So and here we go, Hulkbuster fully straight up posed, and it's freaking sick and epic. Okay, next turn I will get the other upper body for Hulk and put in a normal 1/6 scale Iron Man figure. Alright, so I got in Mark 43, which was just in the suit. Then we have Gamora in the middle, Hulk with the normal upper body, and Hulkbuster. And look at the crazy comparison of size. I mean, the Hulkbuster must have been like 1/3 taller than the Hulk. Crazy. So, but it does get even better. Let's get Ironmonger and Igor. Alright, and here we go, Ironmonger. Long time I've no seen, man. It's been in the shelf since years. On the left side we got Igor that I recently got. Hulk and the mighty Hulkbuster in the middle. Crazy. So this is what we collect probably, to have these huge ass robots and monsters on our shelves. So then what about switching out the head sculpt? Here is the battle damage from the Mark 42, so it's not from the Mark 43, from the 42. And there we have Obadiah Stane in the Ironmonger. Pretty cool. Alright guys, let's wrap this video review up on the Hulkbuster. Here our last pose with some other figures. Here on the right side you see the Mark 47, the Mark 43 and the Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron. The perfect companion piece. It really pays off to have both now. Especially in the attacking pose with Hulk and the Hulkbuster. That's amazing. So overall I'm pretty happy with this piece. The price I paid was about 1,250 shipped to Europe, better than the day one prices. These were outrageous. I think the initial offer was 1,600. Crazy. So I think final verdict is totally fine. If you got the right companion pieces, the Hulkbuster will definitely shine in your collection. There's some limitations in terms of the articulation where I expected a bit more. You can't, for example, bend the left and the right leg on sideways, so they're totally fixed in this straight line, and you can just bend the knees and rotate the legs front and backwards. But other than that, pretty happy. So all is there. Paint application is great. Light-up features are there. Posability options are also given. It's just a bit limited, and you don't get these additional accessories that they teased us. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time. Yeah, I almost forgot. So I told you about that I want to show you the current state of the collection with now the Hulkbuster put on the shelf. Well, I didn't put it on the shelf. So here was the legendary scale Mark 7. Then you see my current setup of the Iron Man suits from the House Party protocol that I got recently completed. Up there is even more stuff with the two Hulks. Then we got the magnificent poster with all the suits until the Mark 42. And then the mighty Hulkbuster here in the corner with the gift wallpaper by Anthony. Thanks again, Anthony. So I probably can't have him stay there because this is the door, so I probably will have to move him onto the right side here next to the legendary scale if there's any space left, or I have to reset up everything, so it's a pretty tight fit right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Last zoom on Hulkbuster and have a nice weekend.